Hi, welcome to Bryan, the therapist, life coach in every way. Thank you so much for staying with us and growing together. Today's topic is going to be about building lasting relationships. I have noted that a lot of young people are struggling with lasting relationships. Even some marriages and relationships are breaking every day because of a few things that people have not just paid attention to. I've noted that every time we are in relationship with people, 70% of why it fails, it's because we never take care of the simple things, because why it breaks is never the big things. I have seen women come to me like, he can do everything else, but if he lies to me, I will never stay. How do we build lasting relationships? A very important thing to note is that everyone wants somebody. I have noted many women and many men can never be alone. And why we grow into relationship is basically to continue growing together, because God himself, the author of relationship, said it's not good for man to be alone. So if it's not good for somebody to be alone, we need to understand why shouldn't we build beautiful relationships. And I noted one of the reasons is one of the greatest, Albert Einstein, said insanity is doing the same thing but expecting different results. But a lot of people in relationships are doing the same things, some mistakes, but expecting things to differ. Remember, you are in a relationship with somebody, but every time you do things, they never change. They comment about them, but you never change them. And then you expect to live in a relationship with them. Do something new this time, because one of the reasons why actually I learned this is I used to be a proud guy, and every time a girl did something to me or a woman did something to me, I wouldn't care about saying sorry. I knew I would get somebody else. But until I noted I lost so many beautiful relationships because of my pride, and I chose to change it. I was like, okay, Bryan, calm down, be humble. That is, I got sane now. When I got sane, I'm like, wait, I think I've noted one of the reasons why I'm losing many relationships is my pride. I stopped down. I'm like, you know what, calm down, Bryan. You're not God. You're not, the ground is not favored to stand on for you. A lot of people end relationships that I shouldn't have ended because of pride, because they cannot break. If you do the same things all the time, and people keep on asking, why did you separate with the other person? And you always put back to the blame to them. Understand, there was a contribution from you, your pride. Every time I sat down and realized, okay, the other person left, and I started looking through the old processes. Wait, she left because I said this and I was proud, and I noted I need to change it. So you want to build a lasting relationship, change something about you, because most people are so rigid with life. They cannot change, they cannot be told nothing. That way, you can't build a lasting relationship. You're never independent alone. So break down your pride and your ego. That way you're going to build a lasting relationship. The other thing I've noted how to build lasting relationship is try to mirror yourself into the other person's life. Every time something happens or something is done, a lot of people, instead of asking themselves, if whatever I did to her was done to me, how would I feel? Because this goes to men sometimes. We cheat, we do all that stuff, and then we go like, what if my wife cheated? I asked one of my guys that, hey, what would you do if your wife cheated? And the guy said, I will leave him. I'll leave her. Immediately, that's it. That's it for me. And I'm like, but brother, I think you also cheat, don't you? It's like, yeah, I do. But she never catches me. It's like, wait, why are you that selfish? If you want to build a lasting relationship, mirror yourself. The things you want to be done to you, do exactly the same to other people. That way, you are going to build relationship. Because most people, we end up pointing fingers at people. There's a law of cause and effect. Whatever happens, you must have done something to it. You must have contributed a way. So every time something happens, don't judge people. There was your contribution. Even when it's a fight. When the fight comes and she throws words at you and you look at her and walk away, she will never judge you for walking away. But if you say something back, it might hurt more. Because so many times whatever we say might hurt people, but we don't take it. We always look at what they have done. It doesn't matter what somebody has done. Your reaction should be a more calming effect. And sometimes I tell people, if you want to build a lasting relationship, if you realize a mistake, try to bend. Because one thing I've learned, relationships are like rainwater. If the gutter is so straight, chances are the water will always clog and pour down. But if it's slanting a little bit, it's going to be easy for water to flow through. That means if you identify that my wife is proud or my husband is proud, you have understood that it's about pride. Now, lower down yourself. That way you're going to be easy to ride the relationship. Otherwise, if you also want to rise up above them, effects are 90% of the men, every time they feel like they are threatened, is what we call either run or fight. Every time a man feels attacked, either he's going to fight or flee. So, if you're building a lasting relationship, control your tongue. Cause and effect is you must have said something. Whatever you're going to say, how would you feel if it was said to you? That is how we build lasting relationship. And I've noted that every time you want to be the best of the best, remember, there's somebody who's better than you. The other thing I've also realized, if you're trying to build building lasting relationship, kill the limiting factors. Because I've noted physicality is a limitation. A lot of times, every person does whatever they want to do because of how they feel. Like, okay, you know, I have a booty, I have a good body, I'm smarter, I'm cuter. Baby, there's always somebody better than you. If you want to kill the limiting factors of how you look, there's somebody who's better than you. But the other person who is with you, sometimes they see better people than you are. They see more handsome people. A woman will see more handsome and richer people than you are. But they love you, so they settle down for you. Limiting factors are, I am cuter. I am with you because I am cuter. I am with you because you have a bum. You'll find a bigger bum. You'll find somebody with more money. You'll find somebody more cuter. So if you want to build a lasting relationship, be committed to something and know I am breaking every limiting factor. Because this physicality is a limitation. How somebody looks tomorrow might not be how they are. I've seen women look sexy, sassy. They come to you like, and then after a year they've given birth, they're like, hi Brian. I'm like, wait, who are you? Like, oh, I am so and so. Like, wait, what happened? I mean, I'm not a therapist. I don't want to say sometimes what happens is like, oh, they look good. But they look totally different. Their bodies are deformed. Maybe their boobs are falling now. Their tummies are bigger. So if you went in for the physicality, you're not building a lasting relationship. Maturity tells you that kill the limiting factors. That way you're going to be able to build a lasting relationship. And the other thing I've noted that always ends relationship is inconsistency. If you want to build a serious relationship, be consistent. Be known by a print. Because I've seen a lot of women say, if he doesn't call, I'll not call. That's all right. A guy says, well, if she doesn't call, I won't call. That's all right. But guess what? The inconsistencies that are happening, because life is so funny, whatever you do over a time becomes a part of you. So if you want to build a lasting relationship, grow a lifestyle. That means someone should know for your consistency. If I don't call my wife by 7 p.m., she knows something is wrong. If I don't tell her where I am, she doesn't know me for walking away and I never say where I'm going. So I am consistent with my communication. Like the inconsistencies break relationship. Today you're communicating, the other day you're not communicating. Today you're coming and you're sulking and you're not saying what's wrong. Be consistent in your lifestyle and things you do. Because when you're not consistent, people are going to start saying you are lying. You're not truthful. So as a grown man or as a grown woman, wherever you're watching from, understand why many relationships break is inconsistency. So the inconsistency code breaks many relationships because people don't know who you are. And if you want to build a stronger, beautiful marriage, be consistent in the things you do, and people should know you by a thing. If you're communicating with 5 lines, don't be known by quarrel. I mean, she's a quarrelsome woman. Every time they see you, call like, battle. Be consistent in the good way, because every time when someone comes to you and all they say is lie to you, or when someone comes to you and all they say is fight with you, when someone comes and like, what's wrong with this person? Today they're happy, the other day they're this way. Somebody must know who you are. When you're consistent in your pursuing, for example, some guys say, you know, I have 3 guys. I love this one guy, but guy, I don't know. He goes away for a month. I don't know what's up with him. I mean, he doesn't call. But I have this guy, every time he's checking on me. Every time he knows me. I know we're in a relationship. Before you know it, he's sending me this. Before you know it, he's sending me the other. Guess what? That's consistency. Now for you, you're away for a month. Who was she talking to? Because remember, relationships grow on communication. So if you do not consistently talk to somebody or consistently let them know how you feel about them, the relationship will break. So you want to grow a relationship, understand, be consistent. If it's about loving, love. If it's about giving the gift, be consistent. Don't be nice today and a month you go away. And women are funny. I've noticed women love. I asked one time a group of women, I was doing a bridal shower, and women said, what is giving to a man? I mean, what is giving to you? It's like, Bryan, me, if a guy gave me 100 million today, and he spends a month without giving me, or a year without talking to me, and there's this guy who gives me 10K every day, to me, that's a guy. That's a giver. And I'm like, wow, because your consistency is going to be key. If you're giving 20K every day or 100K every week, be consistent with that. Women don't like the idea of throwing 100,000 there or $100 today and never show up again for a month or two. There's a guy here who is busy giving 10K every day. So understand that everything you do, you must be consistent. That's where you're building relationship. You're being dominant. The other thing, how to build lasting relationship. Very many women complain and say, you know what, Bryan, I have noted that all men, all they care about is sex. The things women never understand about sex, relationship with men. Every time a man comes to you, for them in their mind, it is sex. So we don't use sex as a benchmark. Because men, I can have sex with you and I don't even care about you. So do not use sex as a code. Remember, if you care about somebody, you must care about their needs. So when you're building a lasting relationship, know your partner's needs. Because remember, even though you don't give sex to your partner or your man, somewhat you might get it elsewhere. But I'm not saying that if he gets it from you every day, you won't get it elsewhere. Understand your partner's needs. Know what they want. If your partner says, you know what, I cannot be in a relationship without sex. And this goes to Christian girls. I've seen many young Christian girls say, you know what, I give him once, at least a month, that way we are not sinning. If you've chosen not to give a guy sex, keep it to the guy. Don't give sex at all before marriage, if that's your code. But most mistakes we have is, today you're saying no sex before marriage, a month later you're giving him sex. And then you shut the door to sex because his need is sex. Now you understood. If you didn't open up your legs in the first time, we will know you're being Christian, you're being consistent with your code. So building lasting relationships, know your partner's needs. Because it's important for people to know each other's needs, and we care for that. That's building lasting relationships. And the other thing people never actually pay attention to is everyone has somebody better. But when they choose to love you, it means they're committed. Commitment doesn't mean say I do, say I love you, because some marriages actually break because people are in this relationship but they're doing other things elsewhere. So I keep on telling people, you want to build a lasting relationship or marriage, remember, your partner's needs must be very important to you, as equal as they are important to yourself. Because some people are selfish. I want sex, I don't care what you're saying. She's sick, you're not even caring about her sickness. Probably she's in her menses or she's in her P's. Women, when they get pregnant, for example, so many times they don't want sex. So you must be selfless enough to understand, hey, these are our needs. And it's very, very key for you, a young person out there who is trying to grow a relationship. Know your partner's needs. Don't be selfish. If you are a student, if you are trying to study something, communicate them. There's a friend of mine many years ago when we were younger. He said, I used to do coursework for my girlfriend because she works, she's doing a full-time job while studying. And I realized I know these things and me, my job is very easy. What I did, I knew what she wanted. I did her coursework. I did her dissertation. That is love, selfless. But the key element is know when to do what. Don't waste time. You want to build a lasting relationship? Don't waste people's time. Building lasting relationship means make a decision and stay by it. Because many young people are confusing the code of wasting time and being patient. You need to know when to be patient and when to waste time. So how you build a lasting relationship is don't waste people's time. Why are you dating somebody for 5 years and you're not even engaging them? That means you were not ready in the first place. If you are in school, for example, high school, and then you're dating somebody and you're sexually engaging, you're wasting time. So if you're a grown-up person and you get into a relationship with somebody, 5 years is too long. And then I've seen young people come to me like, I just met this guy online, then he came to Uganda, we're here, we dated 3 months, the guy wants to marry me. I think that is too quick as well, because you don't know somebody very well. I am one person who believes that a relationship must grow on knowledge of one another. So separate the thing between wasting time and being patient. So it's key for you to understand that relationships are beautiful and it's the bread of life and it's what makes life moves on. Before you do whatever you're doing, remember, the person you are with, somebody else is interested in them, so treat them with kindness, love them. And me as a therapist, I've noted every person who comes to me, no one wants to be alone. Everybody wants somebody, but the person you want also has somebody else, treating them better than you are. So when someone chooses to stay with you, remember to treat them with kindness and love. That is building lasting relationship. And in case you have any question, kindly put in the comment section. We will go back to you. Thank you so much for staying with us. Like and don't forget to subscribe. Bryan, the therapist and NLP life coach. God bless you.